Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchuwant, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Omega Constellation Double Eagle, 38mm in stainless steel. This watch is a staple of the Omega catalog, and it has been since 1952. A little background on the Connie is a great way to enter into the discussion. Now, in '52, Omega was coming off a string of magnificent celestial observatory timed chronometry competition victories. The Constellation was a tribute to that. The originals had the picture of a celestial observatory on their caseback, and, like this model here, they were rated as chronometers. Now, in 1982, we began to see the beginning of the model that you see here, the first appearance of what was known as the Manhattan Constellation, with the Griffon claws on the side. Now, in the 1990s, the watch became one of the world's favorite timepieces, as growing watch markets in Eastern Asia, in mainland China, in Hong Kong, swelled to become, in various years, up to 45% of the global luxury watch market, and the Constellation is one of the favorite references of this market, making it one of the most important high-end watches in the world today. Now, in 2006, Omega evolved the type another degree with the Double Eagle. And the Double Eagle is what you see here. The idea was to create a more masculine, hard-edged, full-bodied constellation, a watch that a man could wear not just in formal attire, but all the time. Something that would sort of slot in alongside the likes of a 40mm Rolex sport watch, or even rival Omega's own in-house Aquaterra Seamaster, perhaps a less nautically themed sports watch complement to the Aquaterra. The bottom line is that's exactly what you get in the Double Eagle. You get a more aggressive, more masculine Constellation with a lot more presence, a lot more wrist presence, and a lot more aesthetic volume, substance, a sense of weight and gravitas to it. So putting it on the wrist, one of the key differences between this watch and its predecessors is just the amount of metal and the span of the metal, but it's not ungainly. You can see even though the Griffon claws are heavier and broader, even though the bezel now features full engraved Roman numerals, the indexes are large, indices if you will, the trapeze hands are likewise large, sport watch size in proportion, and the bracelet is borderline sport watch in its bulk and its substance. The watch is nevertheless flat on the wrist. It's still an ideal dress reference. It'll pair well with its silver dial and white metal with just about any long sleeve attire, but in the spirit of something like a Rolex Explorer or even a Rolex Datejust 2 in the more modern sense, this watch could absolutely accompany you in short sleeves, in shorts. This is a watch that is 100 meter water resistant with a screw-in caseback, distinct from all prior Constellations. It's a much more versatile reference stylistically, but also in terms of durability and mechanical specification. This one's designed to go just about everywhere you're going to go. Now, I want to draw attention to specific features of the case. Although 38mm, the look on the wrist, especially with that integrated bracelet, is much larger. The watch reads as about 42mm, and the bracelet, which features plenty of extra links, can easily accommodate a wrist up to 8 inches. I also feel that because the case itself, as you can see in this profile shot, doesn't have excessive span from lug to lug, if you size the bracelet down, it could also accommodate a wrist of under 6 inches. My wrist is 6 1/3 inches in circumference, 16 centimeters. I believe this watch could comfortably and attractively be sized down to a wrist of perhaps 5 3/4 inches in circumference. So there's a lot of versatility in the range of sizing as well. Now, the watch has a very cushion case profile. It's almost a bit of a squat tonneau shape, but it reads very handsome, and with the integrated bracelet, it almost reads more like a bracelet with a timekeeper rather than a watch attached to a bracelet. Again, very well tapered, integrated. You could see that the step from tapered link to tapered link is almost imperceptible. It seems to curve smaller rather than step down, and the integration with the lugs is very smooth. You can even see there's an additional bit of faceting on the tops of the lugs as compared to the curved flanks of the case tops, so it really does just flow from the integrated bracelet into that case. It's a very fluid look, but again, because of the additional mass and substance of the bezel, the Griffon claws, and the case itself, it reads as very masculine, has a lot of presence. And the bottom line is that this watch is quite versatile. Automatic, with a date, with a chronometer rated movement, this could be your only timepiece. If you like the cool aesthetic, the white metal with white metal, the silver on white look, then there's really no reason that this couldn't take the place of something like a Seamaster Aquaterra or even a full-bore dive watch in your everyday ensemble. This is a very imaginative piece on Omega's part because they took something that was considered their quintessential Omega dress watch of the modern era and they evolved it so that it could almost do double duty, pull the role of a sports watch in daily use. Now, the watch does feature an Omega coaxial caliber 2500. That's the first generation Omega automatic winding coaxial with a 42-hour power reserve. It has stop seconds so that when you pull the crown, it hacks, as they say. It stops the balance and allows you to precisely synchronize the watch to the second with reference to a reliable reference clock such as an atomic clock or a quartz watch that you know to be accurate. It also features the Daniels coaxial escapement, which was a major breakthrough for Omega. In the late 1990s, Omega became the first mass-market luxury watch manufacturer to adopt an alternative escapement technology. Now, while these technologies have become more common today, they have not become cheaper, and Omega remains the only luxury watchmaker offering an alternative mechanical escapement for substantially less than 5 figures. Most of the rivals cost well into 6 figures, so you're getting a really unique piece of watchmaking innovation. And George Daniels, in a lot of ways, he's like a modern superhero of watchmaking, a legend now passed on. He was in his time one of the most highly regarded innovators in what's now known as independent horology, or development of watchmaking innovation outside of the major groups. But George Daniels bequeathed that innovation, the coaxial escapement, which allows for better long-term timekeeping precision, to Omega, and they have uniquely developed it through several generations. It remains a signature of the model, and for those who are looking at watches that have movements based off of ETA base abolshes, it's really worth considering the Omega coaxials as something of a breed apart, because although the basic movement is based on an ETA, an excellent one at that, the 2892A2, the bottom line is that the coaxial escapement will only ever be used in the Omegas, and no one else can buy it and use it from this watch group. Now, I'm going to end on the note regarding the bracelet. Just regarding the bracelet, which is an important part of the fit, I didn't get too deep into it before because I wanted to focus on the aspects of the case that make the Double Eagle unique, but the bracelet is an outstanding piece. As I stated earlier, it really does sort of straddle the line between a sports watch bracelet, something like a Rolex Oyster, and a dress watch bracelet with alternating brushed and polished links. The primary links are brushed, the intermediate links are polished. It's beautifully built, and there's very little daylight that you can see through it, so the tolerances are outstanding. Polished and smooth on the, or brushed and smooth on the inside, you can see that there's even a little bit of camber to each link within it, so it tapers nicely around the wrist, doesn't pull hair, doesn't grab skin. Beautifully finished to a standard well above your average sports watch. You can really see the dress watch pedigree shining through. And the double deployant clasp with its twin trigger release is very secure. Unlike a friction fit clasp, this one can't accidentally pop open. This is a watch that has an outstanding tradition behind it. The tradition of the Omega Constellation, since 1952, again, one of the flagships of the Omega catalog, continuously an innovator. Almost every decade has seen an innovation in this line that has kept it at the forefront of luxury horology, and with the Double Eagle, that tradition continues. Now a versatile watch that can be worn by a man or a woman, but more so a man, in any situation, the Double Eagle is truly one of the quintessential modern formal dress references, and the Double Eagle is one of its best iterations. You can see this Omega Constellation Double Eagle 38mm in stainless steel coaxial chronometer on our website Watchuwant with full box papers, factory accessories. The boxed set that comes with this watch is extensive. It features the original presentation box, hang tags, chronometer certificate, polishing cloth, and more. If all of the above sounds good to you, this Omega Constellation Double Eagle 38mm in stainless steel may just be the watch you want.